For left-handed people, the world probably seems like an unfair place. From scissors, can openers, coffee mugs to sporting equipment, most products are designed for right-handed people, while the left-handed people are expected to adapt. And it wasn't long ago that many lefties were forced to eat and write with their right hands. But despite this obstacle, plenty of left-handed people learned to thrive in a right-handed world, like Lady Gaga and former US President Barack Obama. So raise your hand if you're a lefty. Congrats! Being left-handed has some surprising perks, including high levels of creativity and ambition. And as a bonus, just 10 to 12% of the world's population is left-handed, making you a rare gem too. Okay, so let's put the bragging aside. Why are people left-handed in the first place? Just before we get into it, don't forget to hit the red button below this video to subscribe and the bell button to get notified of our new videos. Okay, to the left-handed people in the house, let's see what happened. The spinal cord. Arm and hand movements start in the brain, in an area called the motor cortex, which sends a signal to the spinal cord that's translated into a motion. With the help of the ultrasound machine, researchers found that while the fetus is growing in the womb, up until about 15 weeks, the motor cortex and the spinal cord are not yet connected, but right or left-handedness has already been determined. In other words, the fetus can already start movements and chooses a favorite hand before the brain starts controlling the body. To study this, the researchers analyzed gene expression in the spinal cord in the 8th through the 12th week of pregnancy, and finding a significant difference in the left and right segments of the spinal cord that controls arm and leg movement. They concluded that the asymmetrical nature of the spinal cord could be down to something called epigenetics, or how organisms are affected by changes in their gene expression, rather than in the genes themselves. These changes are often brought about by environmental influences and can affect how a baby grows. These gene expression differences also affect the right and left parts of the spinal cord differently, resulting in lefties and righties. The brain. Sometimes people are amazed to hear that the brains of left-handers are different from those of right-handers, but they should differ in some respects. Left-handers use their hands and feet differently than right-handers do, and they do this often throughout a lifetime. It is only natural that the parts of the brain that control movements should be different in left-handers and right-handers. The left and right hemispheres of the brain control motor action on opposite sides of the body, yet the left and right halves of the brain are not equal in their control of different types of behaviors, which results in a bias of one hand over the other for certain tasks. The dominance of one hemisphere over the other for certain behaviors is called brain lateralization. For the vast majority of people, the left hemisphere of the brain is the dominant one used for speech, and the same region of the left hemisphere that controls speech also controls hand actions. As a result, the majority of the human population, about 90%, is right-handed when they use tools, such as pens, and when they make gestures, with only 10% accounting for left-handed people, making them a rare gem. So, if you're a proud lefty, you now have science-backed proof that your genes are extra special. And that's it on the list. If you are a lefty, chances are you already like this video. So why not give it a thumbs up? And if you're not, hit the share button to let lefties all around the world know how special they are. And just before you close this page, hit the subscribe button and we'll be right back with more interesting videos.